Pure having a hot start. Top of the net worth. You know, with this Mask of Madness and hitting the jungle, it's only going to continue. His farm and staying on top. Mask of Madness into the Dragon Lance. Tumbler's Toy as well, always going to be very welcome. Extra bit of mana pool to help with the ability to clear through these camps, these stacks with the razors.
I'm always looking forward to see Carry Shadow Fiend come back. But I'm also looking forward to Carry Shadow Fiend just die in seconds in most fights too, because it's a very frustrating hero to play against sometimes, but also sometimes falls very flat on its face.
Sure. Also sort of to the same extent of, you know, pre-BKB fights are going to be hard for the Lina. Same to be said, right, for Pure. If he gets caught in any sort of stun, a Laguna, a Mystic Flare, this Shadow Fiend will pop.
Even post BKB, like there's gonna be a roar. There's gonna be elements that he is gonna be caught out by, and there's gonna be a blink DK at some point that just blink stuns your face. I mean, so if you get caught by that, you're likely dead if you don't BKB.
That's true. I mean, for him this game, are you sort of raising the priority to Lincolns over the BKB as your item at the 2 if you're the SF? You know, what do you think Pure's thinking when he looks at the heroes against him?
That's what I was wondering. Maybe if he just goes tank up, like Lincoln's S and Y, Satanic, and then you just like hold your ground with status. Or alternatives.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, 20. You can still always make an argument, but I think you take the alternatives anyway.
I'll see you here. Ready to move over towards the triangle, the safer area of the map. So we'll get some a stat going on the Ancients.
Yeah, a bit of a slowdown period where Pure. I mean, he loves this. If this type of game is going on versus this type of draft, you're playing versus Beastmaster, DK. Like this whole pushing kind of draft style, and they're not actually taking your towers, you're able to farm jungle, you're very happy. Fishman even just dropping Tombstone to hold the tower top. So I feel like Entity, they're pretty happy with this.
I mean, Fishman, he could be tempting here for Weehaw. Yeah, they'll use the raw setup straight in. More money for the leader.
These 2 cores, they're under the tower.
See if they can punish this, Toby. Caught by the Light Strike Array, but the chase downs here. Coming in from the side, Katomi and Stormstorm. Are they going to look to go straight for the big kill? Straight for Weehaw. And indeed, as much farm as he may have in this early game, pre-BKB, if they get on top of the Lina, there's not a chance for Weehaw to survive.
I think they got baited on. I think Fishman, this is exactly what he wanted. He's like, you guys are not going to get the tower. You're going to go for me. And then my team can actually back me up and maybe turn it into a tower push for themselves. I think this was actually Entity's plan because they're just farming the map. And it feels like Alliance, they're the ones that have to set tempo this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see if they can make a play down bottom. I mean, Aramis is hanging around. He has got Mystic Flare, but Pure.
Oh, baby.
Oh, no. I mean, you're not ready for... Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, a little off with the full combo. And that might mean that Nico Baby's able to walk out alive. Yeah, they've not got anything else. Had the opportunity there to set up, or at the least get sort of the angle where you're going to be pushing him back to the other side.
Yeah.
But not able to do so in the way he would have hoped for there, Pure. Misses out on the kill.
He didn't get the direct damage. He wasn't on top of him. He did connect the 3 raises, but didn't get the full damage of that Requiem right on top of him, or push him into his team, like you said.
Yeah, if we got him over to the right side, he would have been dead for sure, but not quite able to find that chance. At the least, though, don't get the kill, but they do get the tower. Pressure comes in straight away, and we will indeed see Pure. He does want to opt for the quick BKB this game.
Okay,
as his first big item.
Sometimes I see these Shadow Fiend players, they can be a little cocky.
They certainly can, yeah.
They try to hold it off as long as possible, but Pure's being sensible versus like Mystic Flare and whatnot.
So Dakalis, heavy damage here from the nukes. He will not get away with stepping into Entity's jungle. Overall, Entity, as a team, they're building the lead, 2K ahead. And of course, Pure just insanely farmed. 8K net worth here, 13 minutes in. I mean, he had a great start. There was no pressure being applied on that top lane. He cleans up a few kills against Limitless as Beastmaster. He's just had smooth sailing.
He farms just, unbelievably fast, and they're farming on the cores that matter the most. That Death Prep and Shadow Fiend for now Visage is on some catch-up kind of recovery system. But Nico Baby, really, every time he shows, they're like running right at him. He showed mid, they stunned him with Nyx Assassin, pushed him out of lane. I believe they saw him bottom for a quick second there somehow. I saw them ping him right away.
I should have a solid chance of taking down Toby here top. The smoke straight in onto him. Ancient Seal, and they have the burst. They'll take down the DP with see Katomi maybe eyeing up opportunities to catch anyone left behind. Further TPs coming in from Entity. Tries to play around with the spike carapace, but won't trip up Weeha. That's going to be fine. Katomi falling very low, but the stick charges are available, and now Entity, they've turned up in their numbers. Alliance, they've got to start considering getting out of her, at least how they're going to be able to do so. We'll see. Trying to turn and take down the familiars. Weeha will be able to keep his distance from Stormer. He'll be fine. Limitless turns up, and there is a roar at the ready if Entity continue to chase, which they won't do so. Meanwhile, with the focus top, Nico Baby gets the space, not only getting the tower, but now having the goal to be able to pick up that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, that was big. That sentry wasn't placed beforehand, by the way, the one that's up top. And he knew the Nyx was there in the area. Like, he was just pump faking Dragon Slave. That was really well played by him. I feel like a lot of people would have gotten caught by that carapace there and probably died. And then the sentry got down and he saw it, so. But either way, nice play. But definitely feeling a bit of that fear when you see the Visage, like the familiars and everything swarming on top of Lina. You can definitely feel that fear for Weeha. One stun, and they get on top of him and he's dead.
Still hanging around here, top. Alliance, they do have backup ready to connect with the smoke up.
Blink on Nico, so they should be able to clear out almost anybody they catch with the stun.
I mean, this scans hit, and Entity, they know that Alliance are going to be looking for this sort of move. We'll see if Stormer can get far enough away. And there's the jump. So we'll get the opening Mystic Flare to follow up. Still showing some of the damage here, Katomi, trying to do his best to give Stormer a chance to escape. And that will be enough. He's able to walk away from the attempt the Alliance make on his life.
And his birds I can't believe his birds even get away too. Really well played. Katomi even splitting some damage of the Mystic Flare. Two on high ground. And
they're ready to try and chase down Alliance. Takalis trying to run. Look at the right clicks, of course, from Pure. You don't want to stand anywhere near this SF, especially if you're one of the supports on Alliance. Takalis will manage to live. Alliance doing a good job of getting everybody out of there alive. Nico Baby able to TP away in the trees. Limitless still around. Finally opts for a TP out himself. They will manage to get away. Nobody goes down quite yet on Alliance in that top move.
I'm astonished they all got away, to be honest. I thought at least one of the supports would die because you saw that damage. They all go negative armor when they're versus that Shadow Fiend aura. Pure, level 14, 2 levels ahead of his counterpart. Feeling strong with the BKB when he shows up.
Will be hard for Alliance to have that sort of surprise jump with the Blink Dagger revealed on the DK in that last attempt.
They're likely to have to save the roar in every scenario now for Pure if he's showing up to the fight. Still want to see them look to make moves, though. Gotta be honest. I want to see Aramis and Nico Baby paired up, or Aramis +1 paired up. Just look for these Mystic Flare kills somewhere on the map because they are just getting out-farmed on.
They are. This goal difference, it's going up and up. 3K lead now for Entity.
And I definitely get more and more concerns for like Carolina in this game. Like, sure, it can be a decent Carolina game, especially now that she's found Grove Bow. Best item she could find. But as we mentioned, the Visage, the Nyx, they'll have elements to get on top of her. The Ags is going to come out for that Visage at some point.
Yeah, you're just going to have to be so ready to pop that BKB as the Lina.
Yeah.
You know, like he's got to be on top with his BKB usages. It's not going to be easy.
No, and then eventually you're gonna have to have a gem on him soon too. Once you see the Visage getting closer and closer to Ags, just so she can be protected to the wraparounds.
Because, that whole lineup here, Alliance, is very much built around Weeha.
Exactly.
Living, carrying, doing the damage. If they lose Weeha in a team fight, it's game over. They have to keep the Lina alive.
And it's so scary for this Lina versus Nyx. As we keep saying, the Carapace. One stun. Pure has a Brigand's Blade also finished up with Haste Rune, so he wants to fight.
And Dakalis gonna head straight up into the high ground, trying to start some sort of a fight. Look towards Pure, but Pure pops the BKB. Alliance, they've got to run from this SF, as they'll try and get themselves back safely, but already Fishman's in on top of them. The Tombstone drop down. Weeha pops the BKB in an attempt to turn. They've got the stun controller onto Limitless. There's 3 dead on Alliance.
And it's right next to Roche.
Yeah, they're going to move straight into there. They have insane amounts of damage here with Pure on the SF.
It is soup. They didn't even have to use Exorcism for the fight. Oh, man. Yeah, it's incredibly dead. As we see Pure stands his ground. BKBs just charges into everybody, gives the opportunity for the supports to walk up and get free spell casts.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a very difficult area for Alliance to try and start the fight. And they still wanted to do exactly that, right, with sort of Dakalis checking out things on the high ground. fighting into this sort of area when Tombstone and such is at the ready, it's not easy for Alliance. They've got to kind of catch the Entity from sort of unsuspecting angles.
They have to blow someone up before fight starts, really. Like, as soon as like the BKB SF walks up and starts zoning 2 heroes, it's disaster. They have to get the initiation, really, on Alliance, or quickly the fight will turn.
Yeah, the Splink Dagger on Katomi's
Definitely
definitely going to make sure that WEU's got his work cut out. He's got to be so ready for this Nyx Assassin to just throw itself at him. And as you say, he just cannot throw out his Dragon Slaves and Light Strikes without popping a BKB in these team fights. If Katomi sees sort of the arms go up from Weeha and the potential of a stun coming in, he's going to be Carapace blinking in on top of his teammates. So every play has to be started with BKB from Weeha.
Which is definitely really scary because it feels like he needs the BKB just to stand his ground in the fight. And he just has so much work cut out for him because he needs to also hit Egg. He needs to be the killer. As Pure, we see his next item revealed. He's going to be going Silver Edge for the DK. That would be very nice. Also, the burst damage he's going to get from it's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah, he's going to hit so hard. I mean, he already is.
And Stormer, the Aghanims is pretty much done. So now he has, he's taking us some time to recover, of course, as this Visage, but now is where his game explodes, where Skywrath, Enchantress, Lina, these 3 heroes in particular, they're just food for the Visage. When he has Eggs.
And both teams, of course, having pretty decent push. Overall, though, you would imagine that Entity have the lineup that's going to push that little bit harder, so eventually Alliance will have to react.
They have the presence aura, so Pure, he's just taking the tier 2 by himself bottom.
They're going to try and smoke up. Keep Pure revealed down bottom, so Alliance might not expect the rest of Entity to be swinging back at them as quickly as they are. Entity, they'll head back over to the jungle. Stormstormer looking to start things. Look towards Aramis. They'll turn with the Ancient Seal and the Roar onto Stormstormer, but they cannot stick around to finish him off. As Aramis gets taken out, Limitless tries for the TP, but Pure, he's back over, and with the fear, puts a cancel to the TP out from Limitless, as they'll clean up the 2 of them.
And they're knowing their strength now. Fishman, he has the gold for the mech, and he just says, nope, he buys a gem. They know how much ahead they are now at this point. They can just walk down, clear all the vision, keep controlling areas, and pretty much all these fights will be theirs now for Katomi and Stormstormer. With the gem, they're not going to be able to detect. They're not going to have enough money to put sentries down constantly to keep tabs of these 2. So it's really difficult now for Alliance.
Things are really speeding up. Just 22 minutes in, and Entity. 6K might not be the biggest of number differences, but the map control and the way that they're making these moves, taking these objectives, and Alliance, they're having to play very, very scared. Turning up into a fight against Entity right now, it seems borderline impossible.
Yeah, and now, no vision on the map whatsoever. You have the one ward, at least on the high ground for the moment still, that'll last for the next, a couple seconds until Entity makes their way back over. But Entity's just going to look to fight you, and you're not going to see them coming because it's a Nyx Vendetta and a Visage just invising right through your lineup, right up the high ground, as we saw Stormstormer do. So let's see. How do they keep Weeha protected? Do they have sentries on anybody right now? No sentries on anyone, as I think the stream died again.
Let's see, just in case the stream's still there. Here comes the smoke.
Oh,
yep.
Okay, we're good.
He's going to find Dakalis. Couple of hits. Literally a couple of hits. Dakalis is gone. Same to be said for Aramis. Weeha, he'll make it out in time. I mean, playing a bit risky there, going for the TP out without popping the BKB. He'll get away with it.
And now look, they still have wards in enemy jungle. Nico Baby and Weeha unspotted.
Oh, you don't want to step into this territory if you're Alliance.
A flurry of TPs.
Alliance, no. They know not to go here.
But where are they going to go, though? Like, where do they go? The whole map is constricted. This is just taking top. Can't show mid or bottom. Entity has fully hit their stride, and it's with it's a very comfortable style draft for them, too, with this Visage. He has the armor corruption now at 15 as well, so crazy.
On the hunt for Stormstormer. They will find him.
Big kill. It's a gem.
And yeah, they looks like they'll get away with this completely free. Entity not willing to make a move with their Stormstormer Visage being taken down.
That's the biggest kill they can find on the map, because now it gets some gems, so now they can look to even play around and control perhaps some of that vision versus this Nyx and Visage.
So what do you go for now if you're Alliance? What's the next move?
If you want to try to fight, you play and camp around a high ground, so you see this Nyx assassin kind of walk in. If not, you might get ready to back up soon, because you have to address your side lanes. Can't quite sit on it. It looked like they wanted to sit on that ward for a second there, but yeah, the other two lanes pushing in. And now, Pure with the DD might have a position here to wrap around on Alliance.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He's going to maybe get one shot.
Oh. Oh. Yeah,
Next
two
hit.
shots would do it.
Oh.
He's hesitant about stepping up, though, Pure.
One hit. He's got the shard now finished too, so there's the fear. Yeah, Stormstormer is looking to charge in and play around his vision. Who's carrying the gem? It was Ducalis. Yeah, Ducalis is carrying. I think maybe you want to give it to one of the two cores, because they have to be protected versus this Visage.
Sure, because you said you want to see it on WEHA, right?
I mean, he just doesn't have a slot for it.
I mean, he will once the MKB's done. He kind of does.
I think he might have to. I think he might actually have to carry it himself with MKB. Him or Nico. So one of the cores. I'm scared for Ducalis carrying it because I feel like he can just get two-shotted. Literally.
Let's have a look. Alliance having to back up to the high ground. Entity still bringing in the pressure.
Yeah, they still can't quite claim a high ground when everyone's alive. And they didn't get to clear any of these big cliff wards.
It doesn't matter too much if you see this SF whilst he's invis, if he's taking you down in 2 hits.
It's very true. Now they're just pushing in the side lanes. Entity playing the map really smart. Top's going to push naturally, and then bottom is being shoved in. So they're forcing Alliance to perhaps fight them here. Alliance maybe going for a cute little wraparound here.
Hey, this could catch him by surprise.
If they can get on Pure.
Can they get the jump on the SF?
They see the hawk. They have the hawk there.
Oh, it's a good start. It's a very good start. In with Dragon Tail. Pure, I think somebody get the BKB off.
He's dead.
Okay, they got the kill. Now, can they get more? They're over towards Fishman. We'll see Toby heading straight away into the middle of the fight with the Exorcism. We'll get the BKB off, and he'll start to force back Alliance. Lose Aramis.
Nico, baby.
He's been sort of pushed off towards the side. Katomi's in with the stun. He'll get separated from the rest of the team. He'll turn with the Dragon Tail stun, forced to the side. He's trying to run.
He's alive.
And he'll make it. He'll get away from them. As Alliance will still lose to Carlis. They will still opt to continue the retreat. But Katomi is not going to let it happen. He's in with the jump. He's in on top of Weeha. Buybacks are coming out now from Alliance. Ducalis will buy back in an attempt to keep Weeha safe, but they catch him in the stun. Weeha goes down. Toby cleaning up with the double. They're blocking off as well the escape here from Limitless. He will get forced to safety.
Toby.
Nico, baby. Trying to get back in him with another stun over towards Toby. They're keeping him controlled with the stun of the Sentinel. Katomi's into the base, but immediately gets silenced by the Ancient Seal. Entity may have stepped a little too far there up to the high ground. Stormstormer goes for the TP out. They won't be able to cancel it, so he'll escape.
All right, biggest fight possible for Alliance. The initial catch, the chase forward. Nico Baby somehow survives. I feel like you couldn't ask for more as Alliance when you're at this deficit.
Absolutely. A really good start to the fight and a great angle to strike from. You know, they weren't expecting that Entity.
Yeah, and the angle that they smoked, but also the angle they brought the Hawk in, right? Limitless, he used it and angled it over the Ancients, so the Sentry actually didn't get vision of it for a second. And yeah, they got the immediate jump. Still other things they had to worry about, of course. It's not just, even though Pure is all the way at that top net worth, there is other things Alliance does have to be careful for. Of course, that Visage and that Death Prophet still dealing crazy damage in the fight, but a pretty fortunate fight for Alliance.
Ooh, that's DZ on this SF. You might not want to go
Roche
near him. They're going to drop the Tombstone straight away and maybe look for a chance to take this. Or at least take a fight. I mean, Stormstormer's heading up into the triangle. They're going to look to get the fight started. Nico Baby's in with the BKB, in with the stun. He's on straight away on top of Pure. The SF eliminated. They'll turn towards Stormstormer. Alliance keeping this triangle held safe and making sure that Entity, they don't get any sort of chance to head into the pit. Now Alliance themselves, they'll take out the Tombstone. And I think they'll certainly look to push for this. 2 heroes, the 2 big cores, dead on Entity. An excellent window for Alliance to try for the Roshan.
Entity getting a bit sloppy too, like the way they drop Tomb to try to commit for that. They need this, if they're gonna walk up high ground, they need to drop Tomb on cliff or something to get vision to provide it, but they just walk up blindly, not respecting Alliance's burst damage at all.
Yeah, maybe thinking that they were stronger than they were, and obviously with the DD on Pure, he was ready to punch some heroes, but Alliance, they have the blink stun. They have the initiation.
Yeah. And Weehaw now, he has MKB finished and an Aegis, so now back the other way we go. What a series of events.
Yeah. And they need sooner than ever. They need that 4-staff on Kataomi, right? They've got to have some way of breaking people out of this stun into Mystic Flare combo. Give them a chance to get their BKBs off.
Yeah, the Undying went for the mech, so definitely needing someone to reset it away from it. This is a problem. They've completely shifted the whole. Like it felt pretty close to almost impossible for Alliance, and they've shifted.
They have.
The
Look, I mean, look at
entirety
this.
of the
They're top 4, net worth. It's 3 of Alliance. 16 to 16, less than 1K difference.
Sometimes the volatility of Shadow Fiend. We got to see it back to back. You know, he gets caught. Hero can be fairly squishy. Great execution from Alliance.
I mean, yeah, excellent play around that triangle. You know, off the back of that sort of setup that they went for on Pure, and then the fact that Entity kind of walked into it. See Alliance now stepping pretty deep, trying to get the action going. We are, oh my goodness, you able to slide away from that stun just in time. Of course, did have the Aegis, even if he does get taken down. As it is, he'll lose his 2 supports. They get left behind.
Twice there, honestly. Ducalis' 4-staff may have bailed him out of a horrific situation.
that was some sort of Hollywood-level action there with the way that he was kind of drifting away from this Impale chasing him.
It was so close to catching him, yeah. Like 50 more projectile speed or something on Nick's stun and it catches him. Now he has a Lincoln, so now versus the Roar and the DK stun, Pure, he's going to be a bit more protected. Also 20, so he's gotten a big damage boost of 60 damage.
Let's see how WEU's doing after the MKB. 2K gold. I mean, what would you expect he's going to be thinking about next?
Does he want to go any defensive route, or is it going to be the DK? That's what I was thinking. Is he going to go AC or DK? I think DK is, so maybe he goes Satanic.
Okay, yeah, some sort of tank item.
I think his damage is pretty damn good already, so if he'd like to survive a little more, Satanic. If he wants more damage, you just go Daedalus. Or if he wants him to sneak around, perhaps he can still do the Silver Edge and be like kind of sneaky, but we'll see. As now 4-staff also queued up from Fishman.
They need the forces.
Katomi has his done, so they'll have one way to reset versus the Skywrath. And with Lincolns too, they do have a bit better avenue, but broken up a little bit though, Entity.
We do see though how whilst the last few fights had sort of resulted in the game hitting even on the gold. Anytime the passiveness comes back into play, Entity they do just continue to clean up the map much more efficiently than Alliance. It's already just jumped back up to a 3K lead.
Yeah, Pure, I mean, is still an absolute beast of farm.
Yeah, it takes him mere seconds to clean a camp.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going multiple Lincolns. I guess that's probably going to be a solution. Maybe even Toby at some point. Hits level 18 now, has the Shard queued up next, but I could see Lincolns on him, Visage, and Shadow Fiend versus DK and Beastmaster. Break their initiation.
Absolutely, yeah. If they can just sort of buff and protect Pure to the extent that he can BKB and just get right clicks off, they're going to be in a pretty good shape in the team fights. See, Axe done for Nico, baby.
Yep, pretty big timing if he's able to hold his ground. A lot tankier, and he did survive in the last situation because he was tanky. This is going to make him even more so.
Well, they could certainly look to set up for a play here, Alliance.
Aegis for 1 minute, like you said, yeah.
Here's the smoke. But these new Lincolns are done. More force potential
done, right?
As well.
Yeah,
even
both done and
Pure.
1 4-staff, so.
And Pure's got the Hurricane, so he himself can slide around.
Nice. Well, he can't force himself when he's roared, but yeah.
True.
He can save another core.
Can indeed.
Dire are scanning.
And so he'll look for a smoke, and sort of a timing where Aegis still on the cards here for Alliance. 40 seconds left on Weehaw.
Waiting on the high ground, though. Alliance with good positioning.
And
Weehaw just hit level 20, so we've got the Fiery Soul stacks and Aegis in 30. And he is going full DPS.
Hell yeah. We love it. MKB Daedalus. He's seen how hard Pure's been hit, and he wants to be able to hit just as hard, if not harder and faster.
Let's see which one it'll be. Will he survive this fight and be able to go Daedalus, or will he die and queue up Satanic, right? The usual that we see from all the players.
Very much is, these team fights, it's going to be, does Pure live and right-click the hell out of everybody, or does Weehaw?
Yeah. Can Stormstormer get on top of him? We'll see.
Alliance holding the position.
Very patient.
Good ward coverage as well, Alliance.
Yeah. Ward coverage and Hawks, right? I think they have 3 Hawks right now.
Aramis, very, very quick to blink away there. Do Entity still want to fight this? Toby seems tempted, but they're going to be able to turn. They get the stun off onto Toby. They'll be able to break him out of the Mystic Flame combo with the 4-star. Toby's able to put the BKB. Turns with the Siphon, but there's still the physical damage. He's done it from WeHa at the high ground. Just punching them down. He'll turn towards Pure, but the BKB's out, protecting him from the Light Strike Ray. Pure trying to step forward, but Alliance, they've got the speed to step back.
Both teams lost their tank. Their frontliners, they're both dead.
See if they can all get out here. Oh, Carlos, he will get caught. Quick stun and one swipe there from Pure.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the gem. I think Nico Baby was holding it, right? Yes, it looks like it was recovered by Fishman. Fishman.
Fishman? Fishman. That's what I hear, but both are correct.
Both are right. So yeah, they recover the gem.
Gentleman,
That's probably the bigger
gentleman.
thing. And they get... And the other big thing is actually, Entity were fighting into the high ground, and they come out ahead. So that's a pretty big indicator of things. The Tombstone gets addressed really quickly, but they're still able to stand their ground with Pure.
It's very much sort of with these Lincolns and 4-star.
We are.
Oh, we are!
Oh!
Oh, get him out of here! That silence, that ancient seal onto Kataomi will very much save Weeha's life. If that ancient seal didn't come out from Aramis, we would have been seeing a dead Lina on our screens.
Yeah. That's also that still comes down to being the big thing is that Lina, if they ever do get on Weeha, she's still unbelievably fragile, more fragile than Pure.
And Pure, it's going to be going for the Arcane Blink, given that chance to jump in, get a quick Requiem off to sort of shake up the fights.
It's the everything that it gives you as well too. It's the Requiem instant, but it's also when you hit 25 and you get the Shadow Raise applies attack damage. You have these instant raises that also can apply it. It's really cool, actually. This build has become actually even more interesting in a way.
Maybe a dumb question, but a question that maybe other viewers are asking as well. So when you get the 25 Shadow Raise applies attack damage, does that then go through BKB, the attack damage?
No.
It does not.
Not that I've seen. I could actually be wrong. I've only seen 2 level 25 Shadow Fiends.
Because I imagine the attack damage it applies is physical, right? It's like a sleight of fist as such, but then does that mean it goes through BKB?
Pretty
I'll
sure
put you on the spot there, I'm not.
You put me on the spot. I mean, this is new. This one's new. I've literally seen this one twice. And I'm not a Shadow Fiend player. I haven't gotten to test it, so.
Well, I'm sure we'll get to see if we get to that point.
I'm going to read things fast.
Not too much going on at the moment anyway. Both teams holding off from the next fight.
It looks like it should not, but...
I mean, you'd imagine, because the Shadow Raise doesn't apply.
Of course, yeah. And the Shadow Raise, I believe, is tied to the damage, so it should not happen. Yeah.
Sure. And it also sounds, if it did go through that attack, yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah. Because Shadow Raise first sets its damage based on the current stacks, then applies the debuff for increases that, then deals the damage, and then the instant attack. So that means the Shadow Raise has to apply for the instant attack to apply.
Yeah.
That's what I read that as. Maybe I'm stupid. I am stupid sometimes. I did read the Nature's Prophet wrong.
You know, exactly.
I did read the Nature's Prophet one as he lost attack speed when he in fact got buffed, so I did feel quite stupid about that one. But smoke up, or Silver Edge up, high ground still
the
claimed
same
by Lines.
position.
Pure?
Ooh, he's going to walk into this. They'll force him to the side. That will keep him safe. So again, very much just seeing how Entity have the tools to enable Pure to go for these crazy sort of moves where he just walks up into the high ground and keep him alive.
They also know the DK form was popped. So they could look to reset, perhaps, and wait for that. Let's see. Maybe. I mean, it looks like they actually just want to walk right in.
I mean, it didn't go too bad for them last time Entity forced this from the awkward spot of the low ground. They get the jump in over towards the DP. To keep Toby alive, they can't. They'll lose Toby, but can Alliance take anything more from Entity? Because Entity will push up towards them. Looks like they'll back off. They respect the buyback here from Toby on the DP.
It's a good assassination. Really nicely done again. And now this time we're seeing the data list really paying off because now they actually have that full burst to kill someone, not even if they get reset and force-staffed away. But with buyback,
Roshan
no
is up.
No DK form.
So they may have got, I feel like they've got to try and interrupt this.
Can you though? This seems pretty difficult into EXO. Pure's even going to lay down the Requiem just in case.
All right. So you took the kill, you forced a buyback, but Aegis and, of course, the rest of the benefits, the rest of the drops there from Roshan do fall into the hands of Entity.
Oh, and the DD is actually still here.
You could look for a very hard-hitting move, Entity now.
Almost 25 also on the SF.
And he's got the, he's going to buy it up. He's going to buy up the Arcane Blink now.
He's got buyout in 300. He'll have it after the next wave. Alliance still camping the high ground. Everything is at the ready. Maybe they're going to try to catch someone before they expect it. This could be cool.
No, he's not. I was going to say, he's not holding for buyout. He's spending up. Pure's ready to go. DD. Aegis. Refresher shard in the backpack. Alliance, very good at keeping together as a unit, making sure that Entity aren't ever finding anyone on their own.
They're looking like honestly one of the cleanest I've seen Alliance in a very long time about playing around these high grounds.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, this sort of important point of the game, they're playing together. You know, something that, yeah, a lot of times in the past, we see them sort of split up, heroes getting caught out. You know, they're very much playing as a unit, making sure that any move that's done, it's done as a complete squad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the biggest thing is no one's getting picked off from, like, a Nyx Assassin and a Visage invising around or anything like that. They're always sticking together and ensuring that if anyone does get killed, it's because of a team fight happening. Katomi is looking to set up. I think they saw Nico Baby for a second over here. There's a fireball on the ground. He could carapace if he sees it. Bit hesitant, though.
And Nico Baby knowing not to stay any longer in that area.
Yep. Goes back, rejoins the squad. But as you said, you know, during these low moments where Alliance is clamping high grounds, they do fall quite far behind on gold. Entity is just chilling, farming, finishing up their next sets of items.
Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, Pure just getting so much money. As soon as he had that Arcane Blink, he pretty much spent up his own money. He's back up to 2,500 gold, so on top of it all, we'll soon have the buyback capability on top of this completed, upgraded dagger.
And yeah, we have Toby now with the Blink Dagger as well, too, so in some of these situations where he wants to be the initiator as this Death Prophet, now you can actually BKB Blink in and force some spells onto him, perhaps force Roar. Bit interesting to see they didn't go for the Shard on the Death Prophet this game, though. You usually see it like every game for that fear and that extra charge.
Dire are scanning.
Alliance, they'll smoke up themselves. They want to try and take this fight into the Aegis, though. That's the question, because it's still there for 2 minutes on Pure. They attempt for a jump in.
Toby's
able to get it now. He just full commits. He's in with the BKB off to the side of the Weehaw with these right clicks, tears through him. And Toby will go down. Dekalis forced to the side as he'll try and run. But he'll get caught by the right click of Pure. Double kill for Stormer.
I mean, they got Toby, though. 90 seconds.
There's no DP. So a lack of pushing potential.
Perhaps he's telling one of his teammates, he's probably like, guys, one of you needed to link into me. I just got roared. So next time, maybe if he looks to go for this type of an aggressive blink.
I mean, Alliance are ready to try for more. They break the linkers. They're in with the combo. Stormstorm's in trouble. They'll get forced to the side, but he goes down. Pure tries to get in on top of Weehaw, but the BKB was off in time, so the Requiem not doing much at all. Weehaw, he's going to be able to keep his distance, get out, and if anything, he's going to be ready to get back in. They'll look towards Pure. They pop through the linkers. He's been caught by their silence. Pure gets taken down the once. Entity, they're having to buy back to give Pure a chance with his second life after the Aegis.
Nice plays again. Alliance just constantly playing these team fights beautifully, keeping Weehaw protected. Saving Private Weehaw, really. He's able to distance himself. He's able to get these right clicks off constantly.
Yeah, good positioning on the Lina.
Almost, now he's pretty much has Satanic done also, so even if they do get on him, he can stand toe-to-toe with Pure. As we saw them kind of duking it out.
I mean, they knew this was the time to go. They're taking out the Death Prophet. This is the time to make your move. And you'll see, Pure's attempt to get on top of Weehaw. And even with the quick cast of the upgraded Blink Dagger, the Arcane Blink enables Weehaw immediate with the BKB, able to step out and step back in to make sure they could take that Aegis out of Pure's hands as well. Force these buyback reactions from Entity.
Yeah, causing massive disarray. And the solution that Entity needs really is to get on top of Weehaw, but they still just haven't been able to. And okay, Weehaw's actually switching. Scotty's queued up, so I mean that can also versus the triple ranged course.
Right.
I don't dislike it either.
I think it's fine. I mean, honestly, we're seeing already with the amount of HP that he has. If he gets the BKB off, it's not like he's having to sort of stand his ground. And at the end of the day, if he does, it's likely with the damage he deals that he's going to kill heroes long before he needs sort of any sort of lifesteal to kick in.
I think like this, he can actually man fight the Shadow Fiend. and actually just win the fight even without Satanic,
Yeah.
because he's just going to slow that attack speed and everything a lot. So cool. DD now at the ready also, so a bit scary for them to fight into this. And they have the AC finished on Nico, baby. So Alliance keeping this game very close, even though Entity, they've had a gold lead pretty much the majority of this game.
And it's just, you know, with the items they have as well, you know, the Grove Bow and also the Telescope Aura, you know, We Are just, he's hitting this
so
damage
far.
from a mile away. He's doing it across the screen.
Yeah, that is a really good point. I did not actually notice that they did have Telescope too, so he is able to keep that distance. Stormstormer has hit 25 now. They have an AC of their own to counteract.
Still with a 7K lead, but very much having struggles in these team fights. And yeah, last time around, having to use those buybacks, that was a fight as well, where they had the Aegis. Alliance still able to come out on top.
I feel like we actually are having a mirror from both sides. Look at Pure's next item he picked up. He picked up the Scotty as well too. So they both have a very similar kind of context, it feels like, on both teams, where the DP is the DK and the Shadow Fiend is the Lina.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And I mean, I hope we get there, but Pure, he's queuing up the Rapier next. But really, for the biggest problem between these two and the way they match up, that despite Pure having the greater amount of gold, Weeheart on the Lina, he just has that greater reach, right? He can he can keep outside of the range of the SF.
It's so both. He has the greater reach, and he also has the greater mobility. Like, look at Pure moving around the map. Even Silver-Edged, 380 move speed. Like, he's crawling around. Lina, like, it's a hasted Lina in every team fight.
Like,
so
you have got to.
It's crazy.
I mean, as you said time and time again, they have to get on top of Weeheart. They've got to get us done. There's no other way that Pure's going to get the chance to punch into Weeheart. He's going to be slipping around the place. If they don't stop
on a Stormstormer, though, so this is another bit of a big damage element, though. An extra familiar does change things a lot, too, for a Visage. These supports, as we've seen them just die instantly, now they die. Now even maybe an extra one can go down. As only the 25 now finished up for Weehaw. He has the finishing card, so also what we can see is he can have a Lincoln's Breaker through BKB now with the Laguna, because he has hit 25, and he also has a way to finish off targets once they get low.
He's also got the money here pretty much for Skadi and buyback gold on top of that.
And they have double Roar also, Limitless. We did see him finish up his refresher also on the Beastmaster. He might, I mean, he's very close to having not enough mana though.
See what happens around the pit. 1 minute until Roshan.
This first fight's going to be absurd. We have to watch for the Lincoln's breaks. We have to watch for
you got to watch for the buybacks
and the buybacks. How many are even left? 3 on the side of Entity, 1 on the side of Alliance.
Okay. Obviously, Entity with that outpost will have the easier element of access to get back to the pit if they need to throw second lives in around this. So definitely something that Alliance will have to consider. If they go for a fight around Roshan, they'll almost certainly have to deal with 2 rounds of Entity's cores.
And they do have to make sure that the split push is also taken care of. As we see the birds now starting to put some pressure onto bottom. Now we see Ench creeps pushing out mid. Both teams, as we said, both teams doing very similar kind of things this game. Entity though, like it's really similar. Like every time the game goes a little static, a little stable, they get a big net worth lead. But Alliance, it doesn't seem like that net worth matters in these fights. They have what they need.
Coming around with the smoke. These sort of angles have caught Entity by surprise before in this game.
Yeah, let's see. They have the Hawk flying over.
Just like Katsuomi, he's going to be in position to stop it this time.
Instant scan. A DD now for Pure again. Full Moon Shard as well in his inventory. And he sells the Hurricane Pike.
Okay. I mean, he really needs to get on top of the Lina then. You know, sacrificing, you know, losing out now even more in the attack range war between the two of them.
Yeah.
No, they'll come in for the Roshan, and Alliance, they've started to drift away a little bit from the pit. It's gone. Good. He'll be able to grab the Aegis. A second refresher shard now amongst them.
And he has full eggs, so now it's a essentially full slotted Shadow Fiend when he eats Moonshard and buys his last item.
He's certainly got the money to do so. So now, Alliance, they've got a real test for them now. Can they deal with this Aegis SF? Refresher shot on him, refresher shot on the DP, cheese on the Visage, cheese on the DP. Pretty much 2 sets of Roshan's benefits that Entity have ready to push and fight with.
But if they can keep Weeha alive, if he can keep the distance, maybe he can still do it, because he's done it so many fights in a row.
It really is that sort of situation where he may be 16K behind the SF's net worth, but no, absolutely. They keep him alive. Weeha can carry.
Oh, Dukalis, this might actually be the first pick off of the game, it feels like. Does get grabbed up dead for 75. Now they got to be a little cautious.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the reasons why the kills are as close as they have been, that any sort of engagement, it's been just both teams just bashing heads against each other. So trades have always happened.
Yeah, and we've been mentioning Weeha nonstop, of course, because he's the carry this game. But did want to just give him even more credit. He's 22 of the 23 kills in this game that he's been a part of. So
that's insane.
Pretty awesome game from him.
And again, even though Entity have this lead and have all these drops from Roshan, they're not rushing down a lane. They're not looking to completely force this.
No, they do. They are getting some. I mean, still continue to get some pretty big items. I mean, Stormstormer has 8,000 gold, but Toby has A on disc. They get the jump.
And here's the damage. You see this here with the raw control. We'll be able to get the stone form off. Send the birds in as well. A couple of stuns out onto Weeha. They'll have to force him back to safety, but now Weeha is ready to turn. Forces out on disc from Toby. Jump for Katomi's in. He gets the stun onto Weeha. Weeha's in trouble. He's gone. That's what they had to do, and they'll do it there. The buybacks will come out from Alliance, so they can continue to fight back at this. They've lost their racks, though. Weeha's got to be so careful. There's the BKB pop. Stays on top of Pure. The right click's coming in. Pure's gone the once. Weeha now turns towards Stormstormer. They're on top of him, though. The BKB's starting to come to an end. Weeha has to keep his distance. Getting himself back towards the fountain. Toby able to blink away as Nico Baby's in on top of them. Tries to turn towards Pure, but he's caught by the spike Carapace. And that's Aramis. Dieback out for 80 seconds. Entity, they get the racks on the top lane, and they're ready to go for more.
It's so scary for Weeha. He has no BKB, no buyback.
He's stepping up.
One stun, and he could just die.
He's got to be so cautious. He dies in its game over. Pure. He's in with the Requiem. Weeha's off to the side. Immediate buyback from Dukalis. Weeha tries to turn. He's looking towards Pure, but a 4-staff gets Pure outside of the way. The range of Weeha's Lina. Now turning towards Katomi, they open up with the Raw, they'll take him out, but the damage, it's been done again. The mid set of racks also cleaned up by Entity.
Oh man, it's the way it all kicks up and leads up to it too. They had to actually use, if they had a Roar available, they would maybe be able to do something, but the fact that the double Roar was initially used, this is of course at the start of everything, on this Visage that gets the stone form off, this actually makes it really awkward for them to get into these further catches for Weeha. So it's caused a lot of buybacks from Alliance, and they're not able to get much back out of it at all. Yeah, we see that again. The double roars come out, but he's fine. I guess he got the stone form off mid-animation of the second one.
And the vulnerability of the Lina here. Weeha, one jump, and he's dead. Immediate buyback, but having to play so careful as he knows he dies in this window where buyback's not available. It could be game over. But despite, Alliance, they're going to take the risk. They're going to try and push back straight down the mid. They're onto the mid barracks. So see the jump. Pure is in with the BKB. Immediate reaction there from Weeha. He knew Pure was going to go for the play. Gets the BKB off in time. They'll force back now. They have to be careful. They have to run. Toby tries to chase down. They'll turn their attention over towards Nico Baby at the side. But Nico Baby's got his own BKB up and ready. Pots the BKB. TP's out. He'll get away. Alliance, they're able to back off.
Again and again, gets the BKBs off, able to reset away from Pure. I'm glad they have the, that takes a lot of confidence though. Like, even though they're so far behind, just being able to go and even knock on the doors of Entity's base like that, that's, I got to give them some credit, even though they're far behind, that they have like the boldness to kind of do that. Now they have to try to deal with this incoming massive push, all lanes pushing in as well.
Well, it's only getting tougher and tougher for Alliance.
And there's no BKB for 45 for Weeha.
One jump, and he dies.
One Carapace on a Dragon Slave, he probably dies, anything like this. But Entity, they also don't have their BKB. They'll back it up and wait a moment.
$54 minutes in now.
Power Rune in 2. What's it going to be? Another DD.
Another
Towards bottom.
DD. We're
Jeez,
getting
how
a lot
many
of those
DDs?
this game.
I feel like I've only seen a couple of like the invises and these illusion, the nobody wants runes. Pure getting blessed. Look at those 1,600 crits on the Shadow Rays.
Alliance, they've just got to hold themselves in the base, wait for the inevitable push. I mean, they've had some good smokes this game. Maybe the move that gets them back in is some sort of crazy play outside of the base.
Oh, fighting in open territory versus the Visage and Nyx that's the toughest ask for them. Claiming a high ground perhaps, but fighting in the open field, I wouldn't recommend.
Overwhelming blink done. Now for
Full
the DK.
refresher on the Shadow Fiend also. He didn't get the rapier yet.
He did.
Maybe that'll be his 8th or 9th item.
He's queuing it up once again, but we've been disappointed before. I'm prepared to be disappointed again. As maybe well, yeah, there is no more sensible item for him to buy. He's completely done, completely as you'd expect to be if you're walking around with 53k net worth. I'm completely done with the build.
Alliance.
Might find Storm's going to find them. They'll tell me the Hex, the Force.
Katomi gets
Maybe up
the
the side. They're on top of it. They've got the stun. They've got the fear. They've got the kills. They step outside of the base, and that will be that. Dead. No buyback.
GG.
They tried to go for that risky move, but yeah, straight away in with the stun. They're gone. GG's called. Entity will be able to take this game one. A long one though at that. 55 minutes in. You know, Alliance, they tried their best, but at the end of it all, it was always going to have that sort of vulnerability, right, Fold?
Yeah, I mean, it was entity dominance of, especially of gold. The place where they couldn't get to Weehaw. So yeah, look, he was actually highest damage in the game. So I